Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Today we're going to discuss what could happen to Calin Georgescu. He is the guy who won the first presidential elections a few days ago in Romania. The Romanian Constitution Court annulled those elections because someone unacceptable to, I would say, Al Capone and the bunch won. And he was projected with about 60% that he would win the second round. Miss Lasconi was a little bit like 30-some, almost 40%. It can't happen. So in this video I will discuss what are the options. What do I think is most probable outcome of this cancellation of elections? By the way, there's no set date for the elections. So that means Mr. Iohannis, who his mandate is going out, Mr. Iohannis being Klaus Iohannis, very Romanian, like Zelensky Stein, for instance, or if you want, the president of Mexico, if you want, and many others. But hey, it's okay, they're better than everybody else. Will stay in power. So Mr. Iohannis will stay in power. Let's see what could be the options, or what I think could be the scenarios regarding Mr. Calin Georgescu. And I will start with the most probable possible. So all these are possible, but the probability, I think, obviously varies. There are some other options, other scenarios, but I will start. I put them on my little iPad here. I don't want to miss any in case, the brain goes in places. So here is, for instance, there are two articles on from our bad people, Russia Today. Romania's election saga continues. The NATO state, which is Romania, Constitution Court has annulled the first round of presidential vote that saw a staunch anti-EU, anti-war candidate come out on top. Polls put him as a frontrunner with 57% of the vote. This is Mr. Calin Georgescu. NATO state annuls presidential elections. So why was that? Is because the intelligence services kicked in with some allegations. I will make a video specific with these terms: allegation, suspect, charges, convictions. I think we all have to indictment. We have to define these terms for the baboons, because the baboons here think that if you're charged with something, or if there's an allegation, or you are the alleged suspect, you're not guilty of anything yet. These guys think that if you got arrested, it's all done. No, it's a process. Remember, you're not guilty until proven innocent, right? Or the other way around, you know what I mean. So here it is, my friends. Let's start with the first option. I think the first option, Mr. Calin Georgescu will be banned from running. And then we have the other baboons being allowed. Remember, Miss Diana Șoșoacă, another one, was banned from running again because they said she has some connections with the Russians. Now, what were the Georgescu's connections with the Russians? The intelligence services said that the Russian government interfered in the elections of Romania by paying some influencers to talk about this guy in good terms. That is, some people paid CNN to talk about the other guys very well. Or the government. Remember, Radio Free Europe, for instance, not only the Voice of America, those pinnacle of freedom and democracy and truth. Remember the communist times? I lived through those. And there were socialist times with the Communist Party, actually. But we looked at, oh my God, Radio Free Europe. They were, I think they're still right now, funded by CIA and the US State Department. There was no interference. They were telling you a little propaganda. So that's okay. It's okay. But these guys, Russians, if that's true, because these are allegations. Allegations, the definition of allegations is someone said something. All right? I said something, I allege something. All right? That's all, my friend. And accusation is a little bit higher than allegation, but these are allegations. So they investigate, they got some documents saying we allege that these guys might be, involved. The Russians doing only that. I would say only that. Everybody else does it. Do you think the free media, CNN, Fox News, and all this garbage, they don't have an agenda? They do have an agenda. But hey, they are the accepted one. This is democracy in the free world. If you need more examples to see how Al Capone operates and how we live in a matrix, then I don't know, this is ABC 1, 2, 3, I don't know, democracy 101. We always defend democracy only when we win. We being the guys in charge of us. And if we vote, if we confirm their selection of the candidate, then democracy won. And everybody pats us over our little head and give us a little bit of sugar, and we're all good. Go to work, shut the fuck up, and pay your taxes. All right. So that was the first. So the first one was he gets banned. After he gets banned, somehow they're going to find something and say, well, we are in a connection with the Russians, and they will plan another election, and the great candidate that is expected by Al Capone will win. Second one, he will be convinced, like I think Donald Trump was convinced. That is, they're going to come to him and say, hey, here it is. If you do this, otherwise this is going to happen. And they probably will, I don't know, maybe, convinced in this case is blackmail. Or, they make him understand that if he doesn't play ball as they want to play, then they will, they got something on him. Or they will make up something. And then they will allow him to run, and he will win. And once he is going to win, probably is going to be, as I suspect the United States of America will be in the next 4 years. A president who fights for us, but the guy who signed some papers somewhere, because otherwise he would go to jail forever. And his family's empire will collapse, will be destroyed to the 7th generation. Clue. Kiki. All right? So that's one. The second one, as I said, is will convince him, and he wins. And then the other one will be that will try to convince him, and they will allow him to win, and he's going to lose. All right, I'm going to tell you how he's going to lose. So if Calin Georgescu will be allowed to win, will be allowed to be running, and then he will lose only if the Americans will help maintain democracy in Romania by providing us with electronic voting machines. So when they will protect democracy by bringing the electronic voting machines, therefore he will lose, even if he did not, because he did not want to be convinced, or you know what I mean. Next one, he can always have a mini stroke, that is, or a heart attack. Or I don't know, maybe he's going to try to fly one night in Bucharest from a high rise. All right? Always can happen. And then it was the Russians, which is obviously Putin. The other one, possibly they will unearth, will discover something that Mr. Georgescu did in the past, like something having to do with certain kind of harassment. Remember what Trump grabbing them by the... And when they do that, the mass media, which is in full control in Romania, will make sure that he gets destroyed. But I don't think the Romanians will fall for that. At least I don't think the male population. So, my friends, conclusion is this. Democracy in Romania will be preserved by banning candidates that might win according to the will of the demos. That is the will of the people. Therefore, we have to protect democracy by not allowing the people, certain people, either to vote or be voted on. Remember, Diana Șoșoacă was banned. Probably Mr. Simeon will be banned. Because if Calin Georgescu goes, possibly a lot of voters would go to Mr. Simeon. Then what are they going to do with it? They already tried to ban Simeon. And Simeon said, if you have a picture with me dealing with the Russians, then I will just go away. Nevertheless, the Constitution Court of Romania will make sure you're out. Remember, these are bureaucrats over there. These are bureaucrats. Nevertheless, if that is true, that it's collusion, then I don't think the elections in Romania should ever happen. Why? Do you think there's no collusion from the other side? I read an article today where Joe Biden said the United States of America has at least 80,000 military personnel deployed in Europe to deter Russia. I think those actually are occupying Europe. But that's my take on this. So what will happen? I think the most probable and the easiest way, they will find something on Mr. Georgescu and they will legally ban him. That's what's going to be, and then they will have the party on their own. Now, if Mr. Simeon is going to be a big mouth, they will take care of him as well. And they're going to play only with their guys. Like, for instance, you have, I got to understand this very, like, for instance, you have baseball or the American football. There you get world champion with what? 2 countries playing that? But they don't care. You are the world champion. I won the World Series. In what? 3 countries playing? I don't know, Japan, Mexico, and South America, or let's say Canada too, 4 countries. They call themselves world champions. Or for instance, UFC, they call themselves world champion of MMA, but they are world champion or their little organization of many others. So they're not world champions because you don't know if that guy would beat everybody else. They don't have an organized with everybody. Like Kyokushin Karate that I practice. It used to be ICO, right? ICO 1. It was ICO 1 first, the organization of karate. Then Oyama, the founder, Masatatsu Oyama, the Sosai, died. And people wanted money, so they started breaking. Now you have a world champion in Kyokushin, ICO 1, ICO 2, ICO 3, ICO 1000, and they're all world champions. Who's the best? All of them. So the same these guys will do in Romania. They will have Lasconi or Ciolacu or who knows what other, all right, yes sir to Al Capone win. But it's going to be just the guy from ICO 1, not ICO 2. You don't know if the other guys would beat his ass, which we know that Mr. Calin Georgescu would. Or Miss Shoshaka would have more than Lasconi. But nevertheless, do I know that? Why would you ban her? Oh, it's dangerous for the Romanians to even vote for them. Why? Somehow the Russian propaganda is stronger than the American propaganda. Can you believe that? And together with this kind of, support. Do you believe that? I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I think that this internet them up really bad, and they lose control. What do you do when you lose control? You change the rules in the name of the common good. Remember the common good? Remember the common good? Exactly the same thing. So Calin Georgescu is, I would say, either cooperates or he's going to be out. Out in the way I already explained. I don't have faith in Romanian democracy whatsoever. That's why when some friends, subscribers that I met in Romania, and not only, they asked me, would you run for office in Romania? And I said no. I probably would run for office together with the tanks, okay, like Walter Roman, the Jewish guy from, planted with, now, all right, that's how I would vote in Romania. Romania needs a cultural revolution, because the comments that I'm reading here, they are not only in the Romanian subjects, when I deal with Romania, are nasty. I would say 98% from Romanian-speaking people. They are the nastiest to me. I don't give a shit because I know them. That give me a reason why, yes, I was right leaving that, but I'll be back. I'll be back, like Odysseus, as I said, or maybe like Hercules, with the stables cleaning. Go and look in our fables. Fables, they're not fables, but anyway. All right, my tradition, stories, and legends. So my friends, here it is. Romania showed for 30 some years, 34 years, how great democracy works over there. And it's not because Romanians are dumb or something. That's why we have to change something in the culture. It's because we are owned. Romania is under occupation of Al Capone. And this is not only, Al Capone is also under occupation of someone else. So military occupation, political occupation, economic occupation, and cultural occupation. Romania is like this. Okay? Not Trinity, Fortity, whatever you call it. All right. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.